everyone. My name's Julia M. Spencer. I guess I just came past the crime scene. Don't know what the hell's going on. This is in the neighborhood where I have a bunch of houses, so this is actually a very good neighborhood, as you can see maybe in the background. So I don't know what's happening because they're all accumulating around the pond there. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I wanted to share with this video actually my tax sale foreclosure adventures, and apparently we're just got flung right into the adventures for today. We have a bomb situation or something, some sort of crime scene over there. But actually I wanted to make this video because it's the first Tuesday of the month. As you know, in the state of Georgia, we have tax sale foreclosure sales the first Tuesday of the month. But I didn't go today. It's February 2019. I didn't go today. Today is February the 5th. And the reason I didn't go is because, shamefully, I didn't get up on time. I actually slept in today. But I kind of already knew I wasn't going to buy anything today, mainly because, first off, I was out of town last week, so I didn't do my research, and I also really don't have the funds right now to buy anything. And a lot of the stuff that they had on the list were lots, which I'm not really all that interested in anyways at the moment. But I wanted to make this video because my good friend and contractor, helper, savior, Joe, is back in town, and he actually came for the auction, but he wasn't going to buy anything today either. So instead, we are actually heading to a tax sale foreclosure house I bought a little bit over a year ago, and it's in the kind of sort of bad part of town, I would say. And I just finished borrowing the redemption rights on this property. This property has two main buildings on it. One is a residential home and one is a shop. They're both approximately 1,200 square feet. There's also a garage, like a freestanding garage. And it looks like the residential building had some fire damage at some point, and the original owners had since boarded it up. I did speak to the neighbor about a year ago when I purchased the property, and they said, well, there was a fire, they boarded it up, they never came back. So a lot of times that's what happens with tax sale foreclosures. The owners have some sort of fire damage or something, or some sort of event such as a hurricane, maybe a tree fell on or something, and they prefer to just collect the insurance money and just walk away, especially if the property isn't worth very much and they're not using it for anything. So I'm pretty sure that this may be what happened. So we are in the process of figuring that out, because I actually don't know the extent of the fire damage because it's been boarded up on top of it. For the residential building. Now the shop right next to it, we did actually check that out about a year ago, and I'm going to put the windows up because we have too much wind noise here. So we did go to the shop about a year ago and looked around, and it looked like a decent building. It didn't look like there was any issues other than it's been deserted for quite some time. And the funny thing is that at the auction, when I purchased this property, I bought it for the minimum bid, so nobody bid against me. The issue was that the property actually, the property card had the boarded up building with the fire damage on the property card. There's always like a front picture, and they can only add one picture, so that's the picture they added. But nobody added a picture of the shop next to it. So the only way you can see it is if you scroll down the property card, and at the bottom there's a little bit of a sketch of a layout, and it showed two buildings. That's how you knew there was actually two buildings. And then of course after that I went to the GIS map to see the dimensions of the actual land, and saw that there was two buildings, actually three buildings on that property within those property lines. And there's like a garage that was attached to it. When we did drive there, there's a really decent, nice church next to it. So it's always good to buy properties with the church next to it for some reason. I've always had luck with those. I don't know, maybe it's a superstitious type thing. So what we're in the process of doing today, I do I did bar redemption rights. I did not quiet the title on this property, and I haven't advertised it for sale, mainly because I don't know what I'm selling. I need to actually see it first and take some pictures. So this is the goal today, to open up the boarded up house, the residential boarded up area, take pictures, and put that on Craigslist, or, you know, kind of spread that out amongst people in the hopes that somebody might go and buy it here very soon. So that's what we're doing today, and I'm going to take some pictures once we get there. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like inside. And, oh yeah, I wanted to share how much I paid for this property. At the moment, I think it was right around $1,000, maybe a little bit more than $1,000. And that includes the entire land, the 2 buildings, the garage, just everything was $1,000. And, like I said, nobody bid against me. There was some attorney costs for maybe $1,000 or so, and as well as there's still some taxes due, and I believe they're city taxes. I haven't checked on that yet. So I plan on taking care of all of that once we move forward. Our roadblock was I didn't have any pictures or any information on the property, and I don't want to break into a play. I can't, obviously. I need help for that. So this is why Joe is here today. So we're going to take some videos with Joe, my good old friend Joe. If you want to go ahead and check out more of what Joe does, I actually published an ebook. It's got that green cover on my website, juliamspencer.com. It's about construction and rehabbing, and it was done with extensive help from Joe, who's got over 20 years experience in rehab and construction as a general contractor. And of course, check out all my other ebooks too. But the best thing for you to do right now is go to my website down at the bottom of this video, juliamspencer.com. Subscribe there. That's how you'll get updates from me. And of course, follow me right here on YouTube. Click the bell, subscribe, and that way you get notified whenever I post new videos. And that's also where you can ask me questions. The best way to reach me is sending me an email. It's realestate@juliamspencer.com. Or you can leave comments at the bottom of this video and I'll see them. Now, I can't respond to everybody I will try to respond to the emails first, of course, but if you send me a YouTube video comment, I will read it right away. It just might be a little while before I can respond. What I would recommend, and this is what I've seen other YouTubers do, and like I said, I'm brand new to this. I'm not a social media expert or anything. I'm a real estate expert, so I'm kind of trying to put the two things together. But if you want me to mentor you, if you want me to show you how this is done, if you want me to kind of guide you, the best way, of course, is always to check out my ebooks first, because my ebooks have all the information that you need to really get started, and they're the cheapest way. But if you want to talk to me personally, I'm gonna try to change my products page a little bit, so you can actually just have like a consultation that you can book, just a short one. If you don't want to like go into the whole program or anything, you just want to ask some questions and have somebody on the other side that can answer them for you. So I'll be putting that up here really soon. But when you send me an email, just write in the subject line, I want to work with you, something like that. That way I know to get to your emails first, because you're actually serious about going forward with this. If you just send me a message and just want to have a comment or a suggestion, then what I'll do usually is I will still answer it as fast as I can, but I'll probably just go ahead and incorporate that in future videos so other people may have some benefit of it. But if you're really, really serious about getting started and trying to accomplish some sort of or set up some sort of system where you can actually make money with tax sale foreclosures, and you want to work with me and you're serious about this, write me an email and write in the subject line, I want to work with you, and then I'll get back with you. I'll put you at the front of the line. I'll get back with you and we'll figure out some consulting time where I can help you. So anyways, back to this property real quick. I'm going to add some videos of this property at the end of this. This property paid approximately $1,000 for it, about $1,000 into it in terms of legal costs right now. Maybe another $1,000 to $2,000, I can't remember, in city taxes that are still owed. So I'm about $3,000 to $4,000 into this property, appraised according to the tax assessor's site, at about $35,000. So it's not these huge gains that you see sometimes on TV where somebody buys a property for $3,000 and make $100,000 or something like that. You know, that's not reality. I'm here to bring you reality. The profit on this one, $3,000 versus $30,000 that I might be able to make, probably more like $20,000 or $25,000. That's more reasonable. You can make $20,000 on a deal like that. This is not unreasonable. You can do this easily, more easily anyways. But when you go to the area where purchasing a property at a tax sale foreclosure and selling it for this huge profit in between, when you get to that, what you're going to run into is a bunch of competition. You're going to have a lot of people looking at these properties, institutional investors even, and people with very deep pockets. So those deals are just really hard to find. They're not impossible to find, and I've found them, but they're it's not reasonable. So what I always recommend is spread out your good deeds a little bit, I guess. You know, if you can get 10 properties and make $20,000 on each, it's just like making $200,000 on one. It's the same profit, and one of them is much more likely to happen versus the other one. And also, if you're looking for that once in a lifetime $200,000 deal, you're going to be waiting for that around. You're going to be waiting around for that for a long time, and you might in the process get frustrated and give up. So you don't want to do that. I'll gladly make $20,000 10 times a year versus $200,000 once a year and have nothing in between. And the security is just a lot more secure. You got to keep the pipeline going. You know something else is coming up. Even if you lose money on a deal or don't make as much maybe one time, you know that you have a bunch of them that will make up for it in the future. So I hope this video made sense to you, and don't forget to subscribe. There'll be more videos coming. I had a really amazing trip to New York City. Love New York City. Fell in love with the city yet again, and I'll be posting those as well, sharing my wisdom, sharing my failures, hopefully not so many, and of course the successes, so I can help you out to get to the same place where I am. And it's a beautiful day right here in Savannah in the low 70s. It's a sunshine, there's no rain. I don't have to work today, and I love what I do, and I love to share it with you. So have a great day. Subscribe. Get your free guide to real estate investing when you subscribe, and I hope to see you investing very successfully soon. Hey Joe, say hi to the video. Should I do a live one?
Hi people. Hi.
So I hope you saw that video about the inside of the house. For some reason, since the last time I was there, I thought it was boarded, so that's why I brought Joe with me to break into it. But apparently somebody removed the doors. There's nothing to steal anyways, so we were able to walk right in and take pictures and make some videos. But the part that I didn't capture in video because I wanted to preserve the person's privacy, actually, as we were there, a gentleman walked up to us, and he actually lives just 2 houses over in that side street there, and he introduced himself as Charles, and he is like the neighborhood watch guy, and he was just talking about how he's been diligently trying to keep the neighborhood safe and drive out any kind of drug activity, or basically making sure that people wouldn't trash the places or dump trash. Actually, he mentioned that he had set up several cameras in different places. So he was basically he saw us walk to the property, and then he was like, okay, who's that in my neighborhood? Obviously doesn't belong there. So he came up to us and talked to us. And I really have to give hats down here to my friend Joe back there, because and I'm gonna make another video about this, but talking to people and communicating with people and negotiating and just coming to some sort of agreement. Joe is, I have to just shut up and listen, basically, because he's the expert. And I'm going to make a video about all of that communication, and because what I'm trying to say is that the man Charles came up to us, and he was he approached us with an air of defensiveness and controversy, I guess. And he was telling us that he's been trying to get the building removed. He signed petitions that he submitted with the city, stating that he's tried to get the city to tear it down. It's been empty forever, and it's an eyesore, and it makes his neighborhood look bad. And he's really been trying to get on the city's back because he couldn't find the owners. Well, obviously, the ownership has changed, and we have just now gained ownership. So we were able to talk to him and basically ask him to stand back down on his efforts to get the building torn down until we can take care of it. In fact, Joe was able to get him to agree to drop his efforts with the city, promising him that he and I would take care of it, either tearing down the building if that's necessary or sell it to somebody who can. So it was a stellar effort. I really should have captured it on video, but I'm kind of just paraphrasing it for you so you know exactly what happened. But in the end, he was very thankful. He was shaking hands with Joe, with me as well. We exchanged numbers. He told us about the fact that there's a community meeting every other week or so. I mean, Joe was just excellent, because Charles, the man Charles, was basically saying it's not worth anything, the land's not worth anything, we just want this eyesore gone. And Joe's like, well, you're putting effort into this, and you being in this neighborhood, and you watching out for the neighbors, making sure there's no drug activity, and it's not worth nothing. It's worth more because you're here. And I mean, he was really, really upselling, man. This guy back here in that truck behind me, I don't know if you can see it, but he's the man. In any case, we got another contact, another person that might be able to sell or help us sell this property as fast as possible. And the goal is, of course, and there's the ambulance. The goal is, of course, to buy these tax sale foreclosures, and if you're not planning to keep them or do anything with them, to sell them as fast as possible. But because every time you keep them, or the longer you keep them, the more tax obligations you have. So I'd say it's successful. You've seen the video. I'm going to put that out there on Craigslist. I'll entertain any and all offers, minus, of course, my costs, and I want to make a little bit profit, obviously, but I'm not out to strangle anybody on the cost or anything. You know, I'd rather just sell it quickly than hold on to it for any amount of time. But what we determined is that in all there's 3 buildings, as you saw in the video. The shop, or the store kind of area, that one is in decent shape. The residential building has to be torn down. Unfortunately, it's got too much fire damage. And however, it is there. All three buildings are cinder block construction, so even the foundation of the residential building could be kept and reused, obviously. And then there is the oversized single car garage, which is actually it's not double wide, but it's actually pretty big, and you can actually almost fit a large truck in there, or even a boat or something, or just storage, and that's actually in really good shape. So I have videos of everything, I have pictures of everything. For those of you that are interested in getting into tax-sale foreclosure investing, the purchase price of the entire property, all three buildings, land and everything, was about a little bit over $1,000. I can't remember exactly the amount now, and I paid about $1,000 for the attorneys so far. So it's been about $2,000 about. There's another $1,000 outstanding in taxes that I'll probably be obligated to pay, and there might be some property maintenance fees and dues that I have to pay to the city for cutting the grass. So all in all, the cost of this thing maybe $3,000 at the most, and I'm hoping to get maybe $15,000 for it, hopefully. If not, I'll take a little bit less than that, so it's not really heart shattering if I don't sell it for $15,000. It is a lot of work, and it'll cost some money to tear down that building and remove, obviously, all the debris once it's torn down. So, but the good thing is we made a contact. We spread the word. Joe's been having my back on this. I mean, I can't emphasize enough of having people on your team like Joe, and friends, as well as business partners. It's just makes things so much more fun. It's amazingly fun. So anyways, we're heading to lunch right now, and then we're going to head to a couple other buildings where we're going to exchange locks so I can actually physically go in there and show it for sale. Those are the two duplexes that maybe you heard me talk about. I made a video about them. The decision on those right now was to change the locks so I can show them to potential buyers. But in the meantime, I realize it's going to probably be a couple months before I sell them. So I did hire an attorney to do a quiet title on both of those. And since it's the same owner, the attorney was actually giving me a special price, a discount on doing that work for both of them together. And I believe my initial payment to the attorney is $2,500, and there might be maybe another $2,000 at the end when he's done with everything. Process takes about 4 to 6 months, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And at the same time try to sell the properties. That way, at the end of the quiet title action, I'm actually able to warrant the title, and it's going to be a good title, and a new owner could get title insurance on these properties, and that will ensure that they can get a mortgage or some sort of construction loan of some sort to fix them up. So things are moving forward here in Julia Spencer's real estate investment land, the real world of real estate investing in any case. And more videos to come. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom of this video on my website, get your free guide to real estate investing. Check out my radio show, and I hope to see you investing very successfully very soon. Have a great day.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.